bombers are fine, though. I mean, like Bryson with 4 par 5s. Anytime I can get 4 par 5s with Bryson, I'll take Bryson still. I'll take my chances. But
all right, Big T. We got Uncle T giving out JT at 20-1.
I'm doubling down with TNT. I'm taking JT at 20-1. I don't even care that we like the same dude. I don't even care. I'm doubling down. TNT effect. We're gonna both take JT at 20-1. I gotta find something in the mid range here. Let's see.
What do you like in that area? Corey Connors.
Yeah,
I'll take Burns. You take Connors.
Yeah, definitely. I want Connors. I'm taking Sergio at 80-1 for my mid range. Harmon's 225-1. Dylan Smith just made fun of me. Sergio, yeah, he's 80-1. Dylan Smith, stop. Chris Myers says Big T is going to take advantage of himself tonight. That is not true either. The wife is waiting for me. I guarantee that. So stop.
Shit, wife's waiting for you.
She just text me during the show asking me when I'm coming up. So stop. The Bombers are.
What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the Pinseeker Show. I am your host, JSU, and we had to run it back, baby, because we had a Millie winner, and we also picked winners on this show. And before I get into the two peoples with us today, I have to remind you guys to hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. It's a free show. We're giving out winners on this show just like we did before. So give us the respect we deserve for giving you this free content. If you like it, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. But now, in the one hole, the newest DK Millie Maker winners, Uncle T, what's up, baby?
Great to be on with you guys. I didn't know if I was going to be in the one hole tonight or not. I didn't know if you were going to go off script just for the people or not. But, you know, I thought if there was ever a time Big T would go into the one hole, it would be tonight. Coming off of the Millie winner 3 weeks ago when we ran this show. And, you know, hey, it's good to be back. We had a fun show a couple weeks ago. And obviously it was a fun time for Big T and the whole family. And, looking forward to breaking down another fun tournament. This is obviously one of the biggest weekends of the year in golf, and looking forward to breaking it down with you guys the next couple hours.
See, Uncle T, before we pass it over to the man, we can't ruin the flow of the show, right? And the dude is coming off the hottest streak in DFS, capped off by a Millie win in PGA after we did this show. And after I sent him the bottles of wine that I'm sure he's already got into right now. So we couldn't change it up. Yet Big T in the 2-hole. The man, Big T. What's up, buddy?
Just like when we're out there golfing, Uncle T always got the tee box from me, taking my money out on the course. I'm used to it. I'm used to hitting out of that 2-hole. But I'm excited to be back. We got to run it back. We got to defend the title. And a lot of these tweets going around – It's like the Jordan gif where he's looking down at the sheet and he's saying that motivates me. Like there's a bunch of tweets out there, all these golf, like tagging all these people for content, like this guy for golf and that on all these sites, all these guys that don't pick winners are getting tagged in these tweets. Our names aren't on there. That's very hurtful. And we're coming for another title this week. I want that to be known.
Well, Big T, if you make it 2 for 2, and these two big tournaments here.
What's it?
Well, I'm saying if you do that, there's still no way you'll get mentioned as a golf. That's just how it goes, right? That's just how it goes. They don't like to see it. They don't like to see us win and give winners, but we're gonna do it anyways because we just don't care. So with that, guys, again, we have our drinks. I unfortunately somehow on the last show we did made a bet saying if someone on this panel wins $1 million, I would drink during the Masters show. And God, do you know it? Big T friggin' wins $1 million, and I got my drink right here. I don't know if people can see it, but I got my drink. I'm
That
drinking the
looks
same
tasty
thing.
too. I mean, that looks real strong. I like it. That's a
So
healthy pour. I mean, that's a good first glass.
So I'm drinking exactly what Big T's drinking because that's what winners drink. So if you want to drink what winners drink, Fit Vine Wine, it's a pretty good drink for winners. So I'll say that.
It's
And
a pretty good drink for winners.
yeah, I mean, Mark, you can use that in the tagline, buddy, if you're watching. So as we go on this show, right? Before we talk about golf, because obviously that's why we're here, just to give you guys
we're
a
here
rundown.
to hang out too. Like,
yeah, obviously we're gonna drink and hang out, and this is gonna be more of a casual show, right? Like we're gonna drink, we're gonna give golf picks, we're gonna talk some golf, but it's a casual show, right? So before we get into it, though, I just want to give it a rundown because we're gonna go through the entire range, top to bottom of golfers. We'll give you guys each analyst's favorite plays at each spot. And then at the end, we do a little betting segment. Big T will take you through some matchups, talk about, what he thinks of the matchups, how he kind of, takes all that content in from the betting side and uses it towards DFS. And then we'll pick some, winners at the end. We'll give you, a guy at the top, maybe someone in the mid tier and a long shot. So that's what we're doing on this show. It is not ginger ale Pablo. All right. I got the bottle right here too, because I knew I would get this. So there's the bottle. All right. This is what it is. Go for it. But that's what I'm drinking. Ginger ale. I haven't drank ginger ale since I was like 12. What are we talking about?
He said Mangone, fade Mangone because he drinks apple juice. I believe it. I mean, he probably does drink apple juice.
Uncle T, do you think Mangone drinks apple juice?
Oh, man, I don't know. I got rum and orange juice. I know a couple of people were asking what Uncle T's drink is. Got me a little rum and orange juice. The problem is my bottle ran out. So if this show runs longer than this big glass of Yeti here, we're going to have a problem. So, but no, I don't know if Mangone's got the apple juice or not. Probably.
There's a good chance he does. Do you think his mom went and bought it for him, or his grandma went and bought it for him, or did he buy it himself?
I'll put it on the grandma or mom that went and bought it for him.
Did he put it on the grocery list? Like, Grandma, get that apple juice for my show tonight. I need to get a full glass.
I would say if I was a betting man, which I am, probably about 95% sure his grandmother and mom, one of them went to the store and he put it on a list, called him up to remind him. And then they forgot because obviously he's like 30 years old. So why the heck are they buying him at like the box apple juice? But, hey, to each their own, right?
Hoop is coming after Uncle T in the chat, too. He said half shot of rum, full glass of OJ. I mean, he's all.
Hoop loves calling out Uncle T. He just loves it. It gives him so much pleasure. But Spencer says, if only somebody would have shipped me some wine, Uncle T. Yeah, I agree. Somebody let me down.
Well, I shipped Big T wine, and I'm pretty sure you guys live like right next to each other. And I also heard that your sons went over to the Big T household and were drinking some of this wine last time. Uncle T, you could have drank some wine too.
They've got tons of the wine. Yeah.
Yeah,
both of them have come over and partake in the wine drinking.
Yeah, Big T's kind of a bad influence on my kids, but they, Big T gets it done. It's got the good mojo going. So no, both my boys, they're older, 24 and 21. They enjoy a little wine. Big T gets them out there with the MMA contest a lot of times when we're over there watching the MMA sweats. So yeah, they like a little bit of wine.
Tell me the truth. Who would win in a fight between your two kids and Big T? Can either of them take Big T down?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. In a 2-on-1 handicap.
Why are you trying to get us to turn on each other again on here?
I was just asking.
How'd you lead into a fight with the two kids? You must be drinking.
I told you I have ammo on this show, and I'm not afraid to use it.
I thought you were going to
fight by the end of the show.
Golf course or something. You went right to the fight, though.
Listen, you want Mangone to come on here and talk layered rough? I'll happily just get out. I'll get Mangone in here. He can stroke off the layered rough and whatever the heck else he's talking about. So we don't do that on this show, all right? This is a different show, all right? We're not giving you that type of content. there's plenty of other shows that'll talk about that type of stuff. So we're not doing that here. Boys, you want to get into the old golfers?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. All right, cool. So obviously, talking the Masters, guys, huge contest over on DraftKings. If you haven't got in your contest yet, you might want to do it because these puppies are going to fill soon some of the really good tournaments on DraftKings. So just make sure you get in there. But we're going to start at the top. We got Dustin Johnson at 11.5 on DraftKings, John Rahm at 11K, Bryson the GOAT DeChambeau, as Big T would say, at 10.8, even though he still wants his he still wants to be given a little shout out by Bryson on Twitter. But hey, we'll leave that for another time.
No, I mean, we can go right into it. I mean,
Yeah,
I can't believe he didn't write back. I mean, the DraftKings sponsored, the only guy sponsored by DraftKings on the PGA. So maybe there's one more I don't know of, but definitely the biggest name DraftKings sponsor, Bryson. I mean, I've been stroking him for a full year now. Gave him a full stroke job on Twitter. Can't believe he didn't write back after the Millie. Hopefully something's still in the works. Maybe if we ship twice with him, then he has to write back. But can't believe he gave us no love. Maybe it's still coming. I'm still holding out hope. It's only been 3 weeks. He went to the World Golf, the match play. He's now at Augusta, obviously. I'll give him the benefit of a doubt a little longer, but I need a response, Big Daddy.
That's right. He needs a response. Guys, listen, I will be toast by probably the time we finish.
You feel
this
a little
range.
tipsy already, and I like it. I'm on board for it.
No, so I'm going to be honest. When I say I don't drink a lot, I'm dead serious. There are very few occasions where you can get me to drink. Very, very few. And
you're already
so
leaning back though. You're already back in the holster. You're not even up in there. You're already congregating.
This is also a casual show, so I don't care. I don't need to be up in my seat. The golf contest isn't in 10 minutes. It's not the Up the Lock show where I'm trying to get all my basketball players and get them all set up. It's not that type of show. I can sit back. This thing doesn't lock until tomorrow, so I'm good, right?
We're golden. I mean, I haven't even put up any of the cores. I know some of the people freak out where's the cores? Where's the tiers? They're going up after the show. We got to let it all simmer. This is how we do it. We do the Wednesday show. We talk it through. We talk about the winners, and then the cores go up. That's part of the process. All
right, Jordan Niehaus. You're going to be the first one I fight when I go down to Kentucky. Let me tell you right now. All right, buddy, because 15. Listen, first of all, I don't know, Uncle T, is that one of your kids?
He's in the other room right now watching.
Oh, God, I love it. Never mind. I'm not going to fight you because you're Uncle T's kid. If you were like a cousin, we would fight the first time I got on there, but I can't fight Uncle T's kid. So
I will say this, too, before we get into it. We've got Chad is on fire, by the way, tonight already. I got my man Joey Work and Bobby Gomes, my two boys, taking up for Uncle T and Chad. I appreciate that, boys, getting in there and giving Uncle T a little help. I like that.
Uncle T definitely appreciate. He needs all the help he can get. He's got Holden harassing him about smoking weed and doing
taking edibles.
Taking edibles.
I got Hoop and AP mad at me about last night's show. It's terrible.
The Tuesday show doesn't pick winners, and then they had the last time they were like, "Oh, you stole our winners." Well, how come they weren't up in first place the Tuesday show? They weren't in the winner's circle. If we stole their winners, they'd have been in the winner's circle. The Wednesday show was in the winner's circle.
That's right.
We're going to be in the winner's circle again this week.
There you go. Jordan, don't worry about it. I don't care if you call me a 15-year-old girl or the way I drink is like a 15-year-old girl. It's all good, man. I've heard that before, so it's not the first time, brother. Remember, I drink water and coffee. That's about it. So I get
called out for drinking like a girl. You pick winners, JSU. You pick winners.
That's right.
Get that in.
That's right. So, all right, let's get into the golfers now.
Am I allowed to get a refill before we start? An early
refill?
You
can get into a refill because I'll start with Uncle T.
That's all part of the show, right?
Yeah. I'm going to start with Uncle T anyways because Uncle T, I want you to talk about, obviously, Bryson, because he's going to be a big talking point on this show, of course, with Big T and you. I know you're a big Bryson fan as well. Talk about him first, and then any of the other golfers, Justin Thomas, Rahm, DJ, McIlroy, Schauffele, all these guys in that 10K range. Give me your analysis.
Yeah, for me, most weeks, if you watch our show, I try to avoid, if at all possible, going up top. At least a lot of exposure up top. In these types of tournaments like the Masters, I just feel like the win equity and the winner for the most part is going to come out of either this 9 or 10K range. Now we'll break down all of the field, obviously, tonight, but for me, I'm going to be a little bit heavier on my exposure to this 10K range this week. So I will say that just to start. Up top with DJ, he's going to be one of the guys that is going to be a fade for me. And it's going to be a very difficult fade for me. It's just because I like a couple guys down below. Since he won in Saudi Arabia in early February, he's just been okay, right? I mean, obviously he won here by 5 strokes back in November. And, he's still the number 1 player in the world. And at 11-5, clearly he could go back to back. But for me, I'm going to probably pass on DJ this week. Only because, again, you go down just a little bit. You got Rahm, DeChambeau, and JT, all 3 guys that I'd like to get exposure to. Rahm, we weren't sure about 3 or 4 days ago with the baby situation. He got that out of the way, if you will, had a little boy, and, he's coming back. So if you got the baby narrative, going for you, maybe you go a little bit heavier on Rahm. But my 2 favorites are Bryson and JT in this group. Bryson, all the talk back in November was, he was calling it a par 67 course, and he went out and didn't play real well, right? He ended up getting, I think, T34 and didn't really show out very well. But since then, Bryson's been on fire. He won a couple weeks at, where'd he win at? The Arnold Palmer, I believe it was. And, Bryson is definitely going to be a guy that I'm going to get way overweight. I see him about 16% right now. Going to be way overweight on Bryson. The other guy I like in this tier is JT. JT's the guy that Big T and I went with back at the Players, and it was not, we had him in our DFS lineups, and I bet him outright. So JT's a guy that has been trending in the right direction as far as this tournament the last 5 years. He went from 39th back in 16, and he's gradually moved his way up as far as the leaderboard. He finished 4th in November. I could easily see him winning this tournament. The 2 fades for me in this area are Rory McIlroy and Xander Schauffele. Rory, because of what we say about Rory every week. He just doesn't have any win equity right now. He hasn't won a tournament in about 15 months. And for me, if I'm going to pay 10-2 for a guy, I don't want a 15th or 20th place finish. So that's the easy fade. Xander, only because I like the 3 that I just mentioned. So, without, kind of getting into it, I'll let Big T get in. But DJ, Rory, and Xander, I'll be off, and I will have exposure to Rahm. But more importantly, my top 2 guys are Bryson and JT.
All right, so DJ is one of the big things Uncle T talked about while you were getting a drink. Big T, he said he is fading DJ, someone who's had some really good course history here, right? He's done really well his last few events here, so that's interesting. Big T, I know you weigh that heavily in this. What do you think of these top golfers? Maybe just start at the top with DJ.
Yeah, like usual, TNT is going to be on the same page here for the most part. Dustin Johnson's fine. Like, if you land on him, it's fine. Like, I'm not going to fault you. But the problem is, so the last time when I win the Millie, and before that, every time I've ever played golf, Hoop talks about it. I'll give him some credit on the Tuesday show. I've always believed the same way. We want to get way above field on the guys we like. And we're not going to just play 20% of these guys. Like, if you play all 5 of these studs or all 4 or 5 of these studs, you're not going to be high enough above the field. And like last time, I had 78% JT, like 65% Bryson, I think, which ends up being way, way above the field, obviously. That's where I want to be. You watch a lot of these other shows around the industry, they're playing all these guys. I mean, you got Dustin at 25. They think going above is playing 25% DJ when he's 20% owned and 30% JT when he's 20% owned. I don't think that's going above on these guys. I want to be 50% these guys, at least like 50% plus, 50 to 70 probably. And my 2 guys are the same guys. I mean, Bryson, you watch this interview. We make fun of Mangone about the press conferences, whatever. He said it was a press conference. It wasn't a press conference, what Bryson did. But this dude is so freaking confident talking about his new driver, his new weapon. They've supposedly built it just for him. I mean, I couldn't even imagine fading this guy. He was bad in November. I think they played it in November, whenever it was. The course was different, though. It's not the same course. It's going to run. I mean, against what Coop said. Coop had the whole theory, terrible theory, that there's going to get no run out on these things. There's going to be plenty of run out when he's hitting these bombs. That ball's going to take off. So it's not November anymore, Coop. It's April. The ground's going to play a little different than November. But easy. I mean, it's easy for me at the top. There's no way I'm playing Rory. And the funny thing is, as bad as Rory's been, he's still going to be like 12 to 15% owned. And the last time we did this show, I made fun of this, but it's like we want to talk about ownership all the time. All of these guys are going to be between 10 and 20% for the most part. Maybe JT's a little bit higher. I think JT will for sure be the highest owned for good reason. But the rest of these guys are all going to have basically the same ownership. There's no difference between 15% and 23% or 12%. That's the same thing. I mean, there's no difference to that. Just play the guys you like, go way above the field. And for me, it's Bryson and JT. There's no way I'm playing Rory. No way I'm playing Xander. Rory hasn't done anything. I can't even imagine playing Rory over JT or Bryson. I literally can't imagine it. So I'll let the field play him. I mean, Rahm would be my third for sure. Clearly my third favorite in this. I'll probably have some Rahm. Like, I'm not going to completely fade him, but probably won't play much DJ. I will have for sure zero Rory and Xander. And yeah, I mean, Bryson and JT are where I'm going to live. And Bryson being my favorite of the group, obviously.
Yeah, you know what it is with like Rory too? People just want to be like the first on the train, right? To say they were. So like the very next time he just goes nuclear and wins a tournament, everyone wants to, I had him, I had 50% of him, I had 75% of Rory. And it's like, well, you know why people are playing these guys? They're like going overweight because they know he should be one of the lower owned studs. But when they all do it, it ends up making him like, like 12. And like Big T said, what's the difference between 12 and 15?
And Bryson's going to be like 15. They're going to end up the same percentage. Bryson and Rory are going to be basically the same percentage.
But that's my point is by the end of the week, everyone says this, and then they all end up close to what the ownership is. They all kind of equal each other out ownership-wise. I agree with you, though. JT, I just ran a few I just ran the optimizer a few times to just see what it was spitting out. JT was popping a lot in the without me changing anything or anything like that. He was very popular as a stud. So I would assume that he's probably the highest owned of that range, but I definitely like Bryson. I think he's my favorite. I'm with you guys.
One strong take too that I didn't say, if there's one guy in this field that can lap the field and win by like 7, it's Bryson. Like, there's really DJ probably could too. I'll throw DJ in that group, but there's no one else in this field that can lap the field like Bryson can. I mean, if he gets that driver going and he's hitting wedges into these par 5s like he thinks he can, watch out, because he can go very, very low.
One guy you didn't bring up, I don't think you did anyways, or you didn't talk about him a lot, Jon Rahm. No love for Jon Rahm? Or
so I like
just
Rahm.
Kind of fall out?
I'm more worried about the baby than other people. Like, I know he had it, so it takes the stress off. But if you just have a baby, that's a whole different level of excitement. And even if he's there, he's still going to be like just happy and not as focused. Again, I like Jon Rahm. I'm not going to tell anyone not to play Jon Rahm. But if I have to pick, I'm going to choose Bryson and JT. And the baby, I think, makes enough of a difference to get me off of him a little bit. I mean, you have to be thinking about the baby. I mean, he had a baby 4 days ago. Like, no matter what, I don't care who you are, you're going to be laying in bed on that Friday night thinking about the baby. And yeah, I mean, he's still going to be focused on golf, but even the slightest distraction could hurt you in this tournament.
That's a fair point. That's a very fair point.
It's Jon freaking Rahm too. Like, I'm not, if you want to play Jon Rahm, but fade Bryson or JT. Take a stand.
Okay, so that is actually a quickly. If you like, take your two favorite, because both you guys are on Bryson and JT. If I said you can't play those guys in this lineup, in this one lineup, you have to pick one other person at the top.
I mean, it would
Who would be the
Rom
third?
clearly for me.
Uncle T?
Yeah, it's going to be Rom for me as well.
Okay,
For the
you guys are...
yeah. Again, if you took those two out, again, it'd be hard not to take Rom. He's got 3 straight top 10 finishes here, and again, the course sets up beautifully. It's just like Big T said, it's a very good possibility that his mind, I wouldn't say is elsewhere. Clearly, he's ready to golf, but he just may not be 100% focused, I think is what he's saying. So, again, you can't go wrong with any of these guys up top other than, again, it's a full fade for me for Rory and for Xander.
We can only say it so many times too, but we pick winners on this show, and I just think take a stand. Don't play all these guys. Please don't play them all. Like, all these guys are great golfers. Don't play these guys 20 and 30%. It's just bad. Like, you're not going to win tournaments by playing all these guys. Just take a stand. What if you don't like Bryson and JT with us? Play freaking Rom and Rory or Xander. Don't play Xander. Like, Xander, man, he's struggled and he can't win, but I don't know. I think JT, I agree completely with Uncle T. Like, JT and Bryson are clearly the two best guys for me.
You know what it is?
Yeah, JSU, let me put a bow on it for me. Like, Dustin Johnson is definitely the guy that, for me personally, I am definitely the most worried about not playing. I will say that, just because, again, he's number one player in the world, right? He just won this tournament by 5 shots. He's definitely the one I'm the most worried about not playing. But again, the way I like the guys down below just a little bit, again, I don't want to play 4 or 5 of these guys at all. So that's the only reason I'm out on Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, and with the thing about playing all these guys in this range, those people, they're just afraid to lose. They want to say, if you play everyone in this range, I mean, like, there's a really good shot that someone in this range ends up winning the golf tournament.
Very, very good chance.
And they just want to be like, I have him, like, right? Like, oh, I have one of the winners. You know what I mean? But you're not taking a stand. You're like playing afraid to lose. That's a terrible way to play tournaments. Like, you should never play a tournament not like fading someone who makes you feel uncomfortable. You should always fade people that make you feel uncomfortable. That's just the fact, especially when you're talking about a milli maker, that $10 milli maker on DraftKings. You're going to have to make some uncomfortable fades there. Let me just tell you right now, because you're not going to win just playing all the chalk pieces that we'll get to. Like, if you play JT, Paul Casey, Jordan Spieth, Corey Connor, if you build a lineup like that, like, I mean, you're not going to win. I hate to say it. So let's move on. We got the 9K range here and a lot of talk. I've talked to a few people that I've talked to are big on Patrick Cantlay. I don't like Cantlay this week. Jordan Spieth is going to be extremely popular, maybe one of the most popular golfers on the entire slate. He's 9.4K on DraftKings. You got Patty Reed in this range, Tony Finau, Webb Simpson at 9K. I skipped over Colin Morikawa, who I know Big T is going to love in this range. Big T, why don't we start with you? First of all, Morikawa or Bryson? Just straight up, who you got?
I mean, can you imagine placing money, actual American dollars or Bitcoin or whatever you want to bet on it, on Morikawa versus Bryson on a weekly bet? I mean, whoo, you would have to be on some good edibles, as Holden says, because I got multiple people to take that bet too. I mean, Morikawa versus Bryson, that is a completely different tier. Unbelievable. And so this just to talk about this range, I think this range is the most important range of the week for me, because obviously Spieth is going to be the talk of the week. The pricing was out before last week, and he's 9,400. He's the second or third favorite, depending on what odds you look at. He's right there with anyone behind DJ. He's 9,400. You got to decide, are we going to go overweight or are we going to go fade? Probably. With how we play tournaments, either you should go overweight or just completely fade, I think, with Spieth. And these other guys, like Cantlay, man, everyone is choking Cantlay. And this is what makes the Wednesday show better than a lot of the content, I think, on other sites and other places. We'll just take stands. And yeah, Cantlay's got one of the most popular plays on. I don't understand it. Like, he hasn't done anything for me. His Masters history isn't great either. 17th, 9th, 58th his last 3 years. He's not a winner. Like, sure, he's won tournaments here and there, but he has bad clothes on top of it. Like, I can't even root on him when he's got those terrible, like, pleated khakis on and his shoes. I mean, the rest of these sites are like choking Cantlay off. 9,800 for Cantlay. No, thank you. Like, I am not playing Cantlay. I think I even played him last time at the Players, and no, not happening again. I'm not freaking taking him. And another guy like him is Webb. Like, Webb's fine. 10th and 5th the last 2 years, but you have to take stands in this range. And my stand, man, I can't believe I'm at this point, but my stand's going to be Spieth. I'm just going to play him. His history here is really good. He's trending in the right direction. I mean, he's been awesome the last 6 weeks or even longer. I mean, he's been really good. His history here is awesome. He won last week. I'm going to play Spieth over these guys. I'm going to play – I mean, there's no way I'm playing Morikawa. The dude can't putt on a course that you have to be able to putt. So Morikawa, I mean, can you imagine taking Morikawa over freaking Bryson? Like, wow, is that a bad bet? That is getting it in so freaking bad taking Morikawa. But, I mean, in this range, I mean, Brooks Koepka is playing on one leg. Maybe he's acting a little bit, trying to sell it up. But I'm not playing Koepka over Spieth. I'm not playing Cantlay with his bad clothes over Spieth. I'm not playing Webb and his bad clothes over Spieth. The only other guy in this range that I'm going to have a little of is Finau, just because he's got pretty good history here. History's big for me here, more so than most courses. If they played good here, I'm going to like them for the most part. And Finau, yeah, he's missed 2 straight cuts, but before that, he had a couple second places, a 14th. His Masters history, he's got 2 top 10s the last 3 years. I don't love him. He's not going to make my main team, Finau, but I'm going to be overweight on Finau too. But Spieth is my biggest one. I know he's the most polarizing. He's going to be 30% owned for sure. There's no way Spieth isn't the highest owned player at 30%. There's no way around it. 9,400. So what do we do, JSU? We play 60 or 70% Jordan Spieth. We go way above the field, and we just do that. I'm going to start a lot of my teams with Bryson or JT and Spieth. That's just the facts. I might even have some teams with all 3 of them. Give me Spieth, give me Finau, and give me hard fades on the rest. I'm not getting it. None of those other guys will be in my player pool. I can promise you. I haven't built a team. I'll have no Cantlay, no Morikawa, definitely no Patrick Reed, no Brooks Koepka, no Webb Simpson. Those are big fades. There's a lot of high-owned guys in that range. I'm not playing any of them. Give me Spieth and give me Finau.
Yeah, Chad, how many times do you think I can get Big T to say, can you imagine going Morikawa over Bryson?
Morikawa? Oh, God. Morikawa over Bryson. Whew.
He's going to say it at least. I mean, give me a number. What do you think?
I can't believe it. No, this is the truth, JSU. I'll be laying in bed like on a random Tuesday, and I'll just think in my head, those guys bet Morikawa over Bryson, and I'll just start laughing. I'm the only one in the room.
I just, I can see it too. I can see Big T literally just laughing about it.
That's a true story. Like, that's the truth.
Can you
imagine it, JSU? Could you imagine that? Morikawa versus Bryson?
Did I DM you saying or text you saying, hey, I want action?
It's like taking Tony Kukoc over Michael Jordan.
No, oh God. Oh. That might be really extreme.
Tony Kukoc was a good player. I mean, he was.
Oh, stop it, Big T. You just literally compared him to the greatest player of all time.
He might be when it's all said and done.
Oh God,
that big old hog.
He's the greatest player in Croatia or wherever he was from.
I was talking about Bryson.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about Tony Kukoc and Michael. You got me on Michael Jordan thing.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Then Morikawa, that's bad.
Well, one more thing before Uncle T goes in, just because we like to talk about the chat. Peyton, Finau definitely can't win. Yeah, I don't think he can win either, but Finau's not going to be my top guy. He's going to be my second or third guy. I want JT or Bryson to win or someone else. Finau, if he gets top 10, I'm good with that.
There you go. All right, and Finau can definitely do that, right? He may not win. He's not the winner, but he can definitely finish high up there for you. That's for sure. One guy, I know you just glossed over him, But maybe just go into a little more in depth on Brooks Koepka, because I look at his past history. Is it just the injury concern? Is that why you're just like, I'm staying away? Is it that?
Absolutely. Besides Bryson, Brooks Koepka is probably my second favorite, just pure golfer, but he's injured, man. You watch him walk up these hills. There's a lot of talk that he might be playing it up a little bit just for effect, but the dude is hobbling up the hills, and Augusta is all hills. There's just no way. If he beats me, I'll be happy because I like Brooks Koepka. He's a hero in life. I mean, just a total legend where the lady was feeding him grapes on the beach and stuff. But I'm not playing him this week. I'll tell you that much.
Man, I just look at his past history here and looks pretty good to me. 7th, 2nd, 11th, his last 3
That was
times.
with 2 knees, though.
That's true. All right, Uncle T, bring us in here. 9K range. Are you with Tony, first of all, on Jordan Spieth? Are you going overweight on Spieth, or are you planning on doing something else?
Yeah, before we get to that, it's been about 10 minutes since I've talked. So I got a lot to get out. So we got about 670 people watching, only 211 likes. So Big T is definitely.
Wait a second. Hold on.
What?
We don't beg for likes on this show. If people
I ain't
like
begging.
the
I'm just trying to help do your job. Come on, we got
no. This is my job right here.
On.
This is my job. If you like the content, then hit the thumbs up button. If you think it's bad content, then just turn it off, and we'll see you next time. That's honestly what
I'm in a good mood too. Look, if we can get a certain amount of likes, let's give an entry to someone. What tournament's still open here?
We got some.
All the tournaments are filling though on this DraftKings. Let's see.
Hold on.
I mean, even the 888's about to fill. I mean, everything's about to fill. We'll have to. I want to get. Yeah. I mean, Simon's trying to discourage our promotions, but we'll figure something out. We'll
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll figure out while Uncle T's going. I'm gonna go get a refill, and I'm gonna figure out what we can give away.
There you go. All right. So as Uncle T goes, if you want to hit the like button, we would appreciate that. All right, Uncle T.
Yeah, I wanted to get one more thing out because this guy's my boy, and he's a little hurt by what I did. Mangone just sent me a personal message, and he was hurt that I didn't defend him about the apple juice segment. So Mangone, I felt a little peer pressure, and we had good mojo going on the show. So I apologize. Mangone's my guy. Sorry about that, buddy, but I couldn't defend you on that one. But back to this this grouping here, JSU in that 9K range. I don't know that I'm contrarian here, but I really don't like the range. Now, Big T brought up some really good points about his thoughts on the range. Can't lay up top. I was kind of on him initially, and I've kind of soured on him the last day or so. So I don't think I'll probably go to Can't Lay at 9,800. Morikawa, I'm definitely not playing. Jordan Spieth's just a guy that, again, if pricing would have come out, 4 or 5 days later after he won last week at the Valero, he could have easily been 10K, 10-1, 10-2. So obviously everyone else sees the same thing that we do, which is 9,400 for a guy like Jordan Spieth. He's just way underpriced, right? So I'm going to take the same approach Big T is on this stance. Is I'm going to go 50% or more on Jordan Spieth in this group. So he's definitely my top play of the group. I'm not going to play probably Patrick Reed. Brooks Koepka, I just can't imagine anybody really clicking his name at 9,200 in the shape that he's in. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to hope that he can play 4 rounds. And, one of the things that everyone should know, but may not, this course, it's a little bit different walking this course for 4 days as opposed to a normal event. I mean, there are hills, and I know people might think, oh, that's not a big deal. But when you're having trouble with your knees and stuff, I do think it could come into play for Brooks this week. That's if he makes the cut. So I'm going to be out on Brooks. The only other 2 guys in this range other than Spieth that I really have any interest on are Tony Finau and Webb Simpson. Tony Finau is a guy that, again, he probably don't have much win equity in a loaded field like this. He's got good course history here. Could he get you a top 10? Absolutely. Would a 15th place finish or 20th hurt you? Probably won't. So I will have shares of him. Webb Simpson's a guy that I'm always on the fence with because he doesn't hit it out there very long. He always comes in low owned because no one likes to click his name. He's not flashy, but a 10th place and a 5th place the last couple, trips here, I'm probably going to have a little bit of Webb Simpson. So for me in this range, I'll kind of cut it short and sweet. It's not a great range for me. I will be overweight on Spieth, and then I'll have shares of Finau and Simpson, and that's about it.
All right. We got Shibby Bacon 23 says JSU babysitting that wine. Listen, this is a long show. All right, Shibby? Like, this is a long show, okay? You do not want me
we need a roll call. We need to see the cup. Where's the cup at?
You do not want me pounding wine.
I do want you pounding that. Let me see the cup. It's like Stu Feiner says, promises made, promises kept. Like, what, you are nursing it. If you even had it full.
Yes, that thing was literally at the top.
Oh, my third glass.
You're on your third glass. This is half a bottle. I don't know if you understand, Big T. I am not the drinker you are. And when I finish this cup, I'm half a bottle in. Like, that's not like nothing here. We got to remember, I weigh 150, 145 pounds. You weigh like what?
3 1/4.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Who said that? The Griff. He goes, JSU needs to hydrate. I don't even have water with me, DeGriff. They told me I couldn't have any water on this show. So.
Yeah, no water. Definitely no water. That's
not
water not allowed on this. Water's how you don't pick winners.
All right. As we talk about JSU and water, let's bring it down to the 8K range. And Uncle T, because Big T talked for 10 minutes, we will go to you first with this 8K range. There's a lot of good golfers in this range. One guy that what is Lee Westwood doing at 8,800? Like, that was the first guy that jumped off to me. I know he's like, he might fit well here, but 8,800 just seems like a really big price tag for a guy like Lee Westwood. Uncle T, what's up with Lee Westwood at 8,800?
Yeah, I think the price tag is actually warranted because of how well he's played. He missed the cut last week, but he had a couple runner-up finishes before that and was playing really well all year long on the European Tour. So I think the elevated price tag is warranted. And I know a few people. I know AP, my guy, is kind of on Westwood a little bit. I actually am not. I know a lot of people were wanting to know, is his lady on the bag or is his son on the bag? I think when the lady was on the bag, he finished runner-up a couple tournaments. So that was a little bit of a fun narrative that people were wanting to know who was on his bag this week. So, but no, I'm not starting at the top. Tyrrell Hatton, I actually like him as a golfer beginning of the year. I thought he might win a major the way he was coming into the year, but he just hasn't gotten it done and really is coming in on pretty poor form. So $8,900 for Tyrrell Hatton. No thanks. And then again, Westwood will be off of. Hovland I'll definitely be off of. Sung J M's the next guy that I have a little bit interest in. He's kind of picked it back up after he went through a little bit of a tough stretch at the end of the year and making a lot of cuts, finished 8th, got a top 10 last time out, finished 2nd here in November. So I have a little bit of interest in Sung J M. My favorite guy in this group is Daniel Berger. 8,500. I mean, I think he easily could be up near where Tyrrell Hatton is, 8,800, 8,900, to be honest with you. Been one of the more consistent golfers on tour the last probably 9, 10, 11 months for sure. 9th place finish last week. Won a tournament a couple weeks ago. Hasn't got the most recent success at the Masters, but does have a top 10 a couple years back. So I like Daniel Berger. Scheffler is an interesting one for me. I think it's going to be a full fade. I said last week on the Tuesday show, Scheffler came in, off of the runner-up finish at the match play, and I was just completely shocked that he, entered into the Valero last week. He actually was in contention after 2 rounds and then faded to a T54. I just think he could have used the week to rest up for this week. So I just think it's too much golf in a short amount of time for Scheffler, and I know people might think, oh, he's a young guy, he should be able to do it, but again, I got other places I can go. So out on him. Hideki's the one I just don't know what to do with. I've been fading him all year and it's been working because he just hasn't really put 4 rounds together. But, he's getting a little bit of traction. He's got great course history here, which we like. Hideki's the guy right now, as of this minute, I just don't know what I want to do with. The guys towards the bottom I do have interest in this 8K range. Cam Smith, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Tommy Fleetwood. Got interest in all three. Cam Smith's been playing good. And then also had a top 2? Yeah, he finished second here in November. And then as far as like most recent form, you're not going to find anybody better coming in better form than Fitzpatrick. He's got 5 straight top 17 finishes. Doesn't have the greatest success at the Masters, but he does have 5 straight cuts. So I do have interest there. And then Fleetwood's a guy that people don't typically like to play. He comes in about 9% owned, and I will have some shares of him just because of the low ownership.
All right. Big T. What's going on, man? We're talking this 8K range. You're on your 3rd glass of wine. I'm on my 3rd sip. So says the chat. The chat is just on fire, may I add, right now. I mean, keep it coming. Like,
they
this
need to
is
click
the
that
best.
like button if they're doing well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously hit the like button. If you
I'm going to find
show,
something to give away, too. If they treat us right, click the like button, get the comments going like they are. I'm going to find something to give away, whether it's gear, whether it's a ticket, something. We're going to give it away on this show because we got good mojo going.
I mean, these comments.
Might just even, you know what we could do?
Good.
Like, we could, like, if the good mojo comes, we could just pick someone and, like, give away a small percentage of one of our 444 entries or something. Well, we'll figure something out. If the chat cheats us right, we're going to give something away to the chat. I guarantee that. That's my word. But I mean, this range, I'm in the perfect level right now of drinking to where, I mean, everything's just clear right now. And some of these plays in this range, like, I just don't know how you could play. Like Hideki, I know I've been off him, but how in the world could you play Hideki? He doesn't have any recent success. His Masters history isn't all that good. I mean, I'm looking at his last 4 years. He's got some top 20s, but I want to see more than that. Yeah, he had some success before that, but he's not in form at all. I couldn't even imagine playing Hideki. And this is why when we build 150, we take hard stands and we just go with it. I literally couldn't imagine playing Hideki. Like, it has to be one of the worst plays on the board. Fleetwood's the same way for me, though. I look at his history. He's got no history, and he's got bad recent history. So he doesn't check either box. I just can't play Fleetwood. But then you look at Fitzpatrick. Like, so you got him at the same price point. This is why I think golf is easier than other sports. And it's going to sound bad because obviously we just had a lot of success with golf. But, like, I don't understand how anyone could play Fleetwood over Fitzpatrick when Fitzpatrick has 4 straight top 11s and he's playing the best golf of his life. And some people will still play Fleetwood. Like, if you look at the percentages, they're not all that different. Like, if Fitzpatrick's 15%, Fleetwood's 8 or 9%, like, I just don't get it. I don't understand why anyone would play Fleetwood or Hideki. Scotty Scheffler has no history here. 19th, I think, last year. Hasn't looked great. Hatton, I mean, so look at Hatton. This is a perfect example of plays I don't know how you could play Hatton. This is how I get my player pool down to like 20, 25 players because I don't understand how anyone could play Hatton. He has no recent history, and his best finish at the Masters the last 4 years was 44th. It literally makes no sense to play Hatton. Don't play Hatton. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So, not going to play him. Westwood, though. So, Westwood is just such a freaking good play. I don't understand. Everything's clear right now, so people should be soaking it in because we're going to go back-to-back and chip again here. Glass number 3 might be the magic glass because Lee Westwood is going to be under 10% owned. He missed the cut last week, but before that, back-to-back second-place finishes. Tons of history at the Masters. He's going to crush this week with his kid on the bag. Yeah, we wanted his lady on the bag, but his kid on the bag is just as good. He's going to have a great time out there playing with his kid on the bag. Sign me up for freaking Lee Westwood. I love Lee Westwood. Hovland, like, this range just seems so easy to me. Hovland, Missed cut in 49th the last 2 weeks. He's got no history at the Masters besides a 32nd. He can't putt. Why am I taking Hovland here? Everything seems so clear right now. Like, why would I take freaking Hovland over Daniel Berger? Like, that doesn't even make sense. There's no reason to. Take some stands and go with it. I mean, Sung Jae finished second last year, but I'm not playing freaking Sung Jae. Like, I'm just not doing it in this range. It's not happening. Cam Smith. So Cam Smith is the most interesting in this range for me. The last 3 years, he's got a second and a fifth. That's tasty. Second and fifth is very tasty. Last 3 weeks, 17th, 11th, and 4th. I mean, first of all, Uncle T sent me these sheets. Great stuff. I mean, he sent me these sheets. I got the recent history and the course history all in one printout. I don't have to click anything. I can just drink and pick winners. I got to give Uncle T a shout out on the sheet. I mean, this is making my life easy right here. Did you get a sheet, JSU?
No, I didn't get a sheet.
You should have sent him some damn wine then.
Right.
If you got some sheets.
It must have been because I didn't send him some wine. I don't know. It must have been it. I apologize. I can't get a sheet. I mean, a sheet's pretty easy to just send my way, but
the sheet just makes everything so clear. I mean, you can see it. I mean, Cam Smith, like I said, 17th, 11th, 4th, the last 3 weeks, the last 3 years here. I guess counting the November element, the last 3 times here, 2nd, 51st, 5th. Like, that's what I want to see. That's what we love to see when we pick winners is recent history, course history. Like, why in the world would you play Tommy Fleetwood ever over Cam Smith? Don't worry about ownership. Who cares about ownership in golf? We're going to get different in some spot along the way. So I think this range is super freaking easy. Just in summary, I'm not playing Tyrell Hatton at all. I think Hatton is a terrible play. I love Lee Westwood. Friggin' love Lee Westwood. Lee Westwood might end up on my main team is how much I like Lee Westwood. Hovland can't putt. There's no way I'm playing freaking Hovland on a course you have to putt. No chance I'm playing it. Sung Jae might be the one I'm most iffy about because he's solid. I mean, he's got solid history. Second last year. He's been pretty good the last 5 weeks. Sung Jae, I'll probably play a little Sung Jae. Berger's awesome. I mean, he won 3 weeks ago. He had 9th last week. You can't really look at his course history because of injuries and stuff the last couple of times. But before that, he had a 10th, a 32nd, 27th. Berger's solid. Scotty Scheffler, I'm not going to play Scotty Scheffler. Hideki is one of the worst plays on the board. Don't play Hideki. Cam Smith I love. Fitzpatrick I love. And Fleetwood. Fleetwood's another just horrific play. I couldn't imagine playing Fleetwood.
All right, I like it. And as I address some of this chat that we've got going on, Michael Malaric is saying, JSU giving out the Shirley Temple play of the week. Michael, I don't think you understand what I like.
Stop making excuses, JSU.
No, first of all, I don't like fruity stuff. And sweets, like I don't like that's I drink water and coffee. I don't drink apple juice. I don't drink soda. I don't like I'm not
you don't
like,
eat
I don't
pizza?
drink that.
I mean, who doesn't eat
I don't eat pizza. Like I don't eat pizza. Chad, kill me. I don't
Who doesn't
eat
pizza?
The
T eats
Discord.
pizza twice a day. Come
Let
on.
me tell you, the Discord chat tried to kick me out one night because I said
As
I don't
well
like
they should
pizza.
have.
They tried to boot me. Oh God. No, they shouldn't. Pizza's not even that good. I don't know why people like pizza.
Uncle
Right?
T
I'm an
eats it twice a
Italian.
day.
I like chicken parm. I like lasagna, sauce and meatball. That's where you're at right now.
Sauce and
right?
meatball?
Yes. Yes. My mother's Italian. Like, are you kidding me? That's the best. The sauce. What do you like? Come on. You never had a real Italian sauce? They stay up for like 3 days and cook that.
I mean, I'm on board for that.
Oh, Big T.
3-day meals.
Oh, Big T. You're going to have to come over and have some good Italian food. God, somebody who's Italian, please help Big T out. He's obviously
You just said you don't like pizza.
Yeah,
Is pizza not Italian?
Ugh.
Everyone likes pizza.
Ugh. No.
JSU probably prefers sandwich wraps over pizza. Shaking my head. Yes, true, chat.
Sandwich wraps.
Yeah.
Another thing I don't like. Who eats sandwiches? Seriously, though. Please go.
No, I mean the chat. We got my good friend Enoch Miller, Omar Tentmaker saying JSU is going to be the only one to finish. That just means he's a rookie watching this show. He says JSU is going to be the only one to finish the show. Our Uncle T is going to be the only one to finish the show.
Incorrect.
JSU and Big T are going to be passed out. That's just a rookie that has never watched these shows. We get in the zone, we pick winners, and we finish. We get to the finish line. What are you talking about, Tentmaker?
So Big T has been getting drunk on these shows with me since football season, where every Friday we would go on for a football show, and he would get hammered with me and Dunkel, and we would pick winners on the football show. Actually, before that, we were doing this show every damn week on Wednesdays, and it was just me and Big T. That was the original show, and Big T would get hammered. He was hammered at the lake with Hoop.
Yeah.
Literally, the lake's in the background. Big T had been drinking all
Hoop
day.
was out on a freaking boat with the kids and the wives. I was picking winners drinking.
This is
That's
true.
the difference
This is
between
true,
the
Jack.
Wednesday show and the Tuesday show. The Wednesday show picks winners. The Tuesday show goes boating.
There you go. That's it right there. All right, boys. I think we hit that 8K range pretty good. Love the Cam Smith call. I think he was one of my favorite guys in that range. Lee Westwood, interesting that you like him a lot. So I will have to
We
look
got
at
to
him.
talk about fire money for JSU drunk off one glass of wine. First of all, it was like 2 sips. How drunk was his barber though?
I don't know who it was earlier. Somebody said that he no longer looks like Khabib after the haircut. I can't remember who said that.
The
I'm gonna
best
say
part
this.
is they make fun of him when he lets his hair go too long, and then they make fun of him when he gets the
That's
haircut
what-
too.
That's literally what I was about to say. I mean, make up your goddamn mind, Chad. I mean, seriously. You either want me to let it go and where I just don't give a crap and I go a few months and the hair gets crazy and the beard gets crazy, or you want me to get this freshly done lineup, every month or so and have it nicely done. And let me tell you right now, the lady upstairs, in the room, she really appreciates the haircut.
Does she rub
So-
it? Does she get in there and give it a good rub?
No, not.
No?
You know what she does actually? You know what she does? She likes the face once it's like all shaven up. So she'll do the face sometimes.
You ever
know
get
what
it
I
in
mean?
there and just ooh?
What? No. What do you-
Hey, so we got Derek Ringering, our boy that's in here every week watching us, big RPS guy. He says my wife says she might leave me for JSU.
I don't blame her. I mean, JSU is a good catch.
Oh.
JSU picks winners.
I got one dude who's telling me my haircut sucks. I got another dude saying I'm not Khabib. I got another dude telling me his wife might leave him for me. I mean, we're literally just all over the place right now, Chad.
That's what we do on this show.
And meanwhile, you're a half a cup into your first drink.
No, he's not even a half cup.
I'm already on
You guys
number
are
2.
lying right now. Seriously, look. Hold on. I'm trying to.
Yeah,
Can you guys
we
see
can't
that?
See it.
God, these damn clear cups. I don't even know. Can you see that now?
Nope.
Oh, you're about halfway through.
No, that's more than halfway.
We're an hour
It was
into the
up
show.
here. God, I'm getting killed right now. You're about to see me chug that thing in a second, and then it's going to be done for the night. Oh, God. All right, before I start drinking this thing, because I'm going to get killed by the chat, talk about this 7K range. Uncle T, I feel like I haven't heard from you in like an hour, so let's get you back in here and give me that like top 7,500 to 7,900 range. I see Sergio, Bubba Watson's there, Paul Casey, who's going to be really popular, Adam Scott, Jason Day, Osti, Neiman. Talk about those guys.
Yeah, this range is an interesting one for me, and I might make probably some of my stronger stands in this range, or stand individual is Paul Casey. There's just nothing not to like about his recent form for sure. There's nothing that you can say. He's got 5 straight top 20 or 5 straight top 12 finishes, and has been pretty good here in the past, not the recent past. He's got a 38th, a 79th, and a 15th, but He co-led the lead after one round back in November with DJ and Fratelli, shot a 65 and then faded a little bit on the weekend. So I might almost fade Casey, as crazy as that sounds. I'm going to play a lot of Jordan Spieth at high ownership. And while I don't worry about that too much, I really don't want two guys at 25 to 30% if I can help it. So I'm probably going to make a stand to not play much of Paul Casey. The guy I do like in this range is Sergio Garcia. I think he's a little bit underpriced for the way he's been playing. Good course history. He's won it here before. I think he could easily have been switched with, Hideki up in that $8,300 range. So I'll gladly take Sergio Garcia at 7,900. And I actually like I know we're going to get into the bet segment here in a little while with matchups. He's minus 110 both ways over Adam Scott. And I just think that's an absolute mortal lock. Sergio Garcia over Adam Scott, who I don't like in this range. So we can segue right into Adam Scott, 7,600, full fade for me, just been in awful form. He's won it here before, but he's not going to be for me this week. Jason Day's an interesting one. I'm probably going to have to decide between Jason Day and Louis Oosthuizen because I'm going to play probably one of those two guys at 7,500. I just don't know which one. So, and then you just said 75 and above, because I do like the two guys at 7,400. I'll go ahead and mention them. Joaquin Neiman and Abraham Answer. I like both of those guys a lot. So, I think it was, 12 straight cuts made by Neiman. And I just think, again, I think his time's coming where if there's a guy off the radar this week that I like outside of the top 6-7 guys that we mentioned, I'll probably like Joaquin Neiman the most. So in this range, Garcia, Neiman, and Answer as far as the above 7,500 range.
All right, chat. There you go. Finishing off.
The chat is on fire. They got me just rolling.
That's it. It's empty. Pour one out. Pour one out for your boy because it's all gone.
The good part is you can just fill it right back up is the good part.
You see that? It's all gone. I'm literally.
We want to see it fill back up. It's like Frank the Tank. Fill it up. Run it back.
There you go. Listen, my dog's sleeping under me. There's no way he's getting any of this, first of all.
What does the dog have to do with any of it?
Someone's talking about my dog in chat. Someone's talking about my dog in chat. He says, JSU's dog is crushing that glass of wine right now. Someone must know that my dog sits under me during the show. He sleeps right under me. No, he's not sipping on wine. He's sleeping right now, all right? I'll take a picture and put it on Twitter. So as I fill this cup of, again, Big T, you can start talking about 75 to 7,900. And Sergio. Start with Sergio because I like Sergio in this range.
I'm scared to get another refill because it just feels like everything's so clear right now. Like everything is just so obvious. Sergio, just such a good play this week. I mean, he's been in great form, solid. I mean, he's got he's got the 9th, the 6th, the 12th, the last 5 weeks. He's just been in great form. He's been in this course, tons of history here. He's won here. I mean, Sergio, just a great play this week. But Bubba, so some of the plays that are easy this week are the fades more than the plays for me. Like Bubba, previous winner here. He's won twice here. But his recent history, he's got 3 missed cuts the last 5 weeks. He's got a 54th, a 22nd. His recent history at the Masters isn't terrible, but like his recent form is so bad that there's no freaking way I'm playing Bubba Watson at 7,800 over Sergio and Paul Casey. And then to go to Uncle T's take, Adam Scott is just like Bubba. I mean, 13th, 48th, 54th, 38th. He had a 10th in there before that, but even his Masters history isn't that great. I mean, for 7,600, I mean, I want to see some sort of recent history. The last 5 years, last 6 years, he's got a 9th and an 18th, but the rest of them are all in the 30s and 40s. I can't imagine playing Adam Scott this week. He's definitely out. Oosthuizen, why does everyone think Oosty is like such a bit? This is one of the mysteries of PGA DFS to me. Every time a major comes, everyone's like, Oosty's a great play. Oosty's a big game hunter. Oosty. But he never does anything. Like, when does he do something? The last 5 weeks, he hasn't done shit. I mean, the last 6 years at the Masters, his best finish is 12th. Yeah, I mean, 12th is fine. Sure. Yeah, if you guaranteed me a 12th, I would play Usti. But why are we playing Usti? He sucks way more than he's good. I'm not playing freaking Usti. Like, screw Usti. Usti sucks. Jason Day, same thing. I mean, I'm not playing Jason Day. I mean, these guys feel like easy fades to me. These guys have not been good any time recently. You can play two guys that are trending, and both of them that Uncle T talked about, that are trending in the right direction. I mean, Abe Answer and Neiman, I mean, have both been way better recently than these guys. And I don't even necessarily love them, but at least they're trending in the right direction. Paul Casey's the tough part this week for me is the chalk. I mean, Spieth and Paul Casey are going to be the two highest owned guys on the slate. And man, it's hard because he's just underpriced. He should be like 8,700 and he's 7,700. I mean, you just look at him. He's got 5 straight top 12s. He's got 3 top 6s in the Masters the last 6 years. It's really, really hard to fade him. The one thing I can guarantee is, I mean, you got Casey, you got Spieth, and you got who's the one other dude I was thinking that is going to be super chalky.
Well, Ryan Palmer down below. We'll get to him. Ryan Palmer will be chalk down below too, I think.
That wasn't who I was. Or like a Corey Connors at 69, I think will be. We'll get to these guys, but the main two guys, Spieth and Casey, are going to be the two highest owned guys for good reason. But man, it's hard for me to fade them. I'm not much of a chalk guy, but in golf, man, I mean, they're just such good plays this week. The problem with Casey I have, though, is he doesn't really have that necessarily win equity. He's going to be probably sitting 10th going to Sunday, and then he'll probably finish 20th. That's just what Casey does. He'll let you down on a Sunday when you want him to charge up the leaderboard. The hard part for me, though, I can't say to fade him, though, just because he's 7,700. I know he's going to be super chalky. I just have a hard time fading him. He's just too cheap. He's playing good. I have a hard time, but I struggle with him. The rest of this range, though, I mean, is super cut and dry. Just to summarize, I love Sergio. I hate Bubba. I love Casey. I hate Scott. I hate Usti. I hate Day. So, I mean, those guys are ownership-wise, this is where we get an edge because all these guys, you got Bubba's going to be 10% owned, fade. Adam Scott, 15% owned, fade. Jason Day, 15% owned, fade. All these guys, Usti, 12 to 15% owned, fade. When you fade all these guys, your player pool becomes so much more condensed. I just think it's super cut and dry. Some of these guys obviously are going to do good, but I'm just going to keep fading these guys that have terrible history recently and take my chances. Sergio is my guy, though, in this range for sure.
Yeah, let me add something to it, JSU, if I can. JD in the chat is talking about Scott and how hasn't missed a cut at the Masters since like 1930. I get it, JD. You know what I mean? I get it. If you want maybe a guy that's going to, he'll probably make the cut, but for his recent form, it's just not enough for me to go on, especially when I like guys in this range above him and below him. So it's more of a stand with those comments more than I hate Scott. So I know JD's all up in arms because he's made a lot of cuts in a row, but that's my reasoning on Adam Scott. But Neiman and Answer are my guys. Casey, I will say this. If you're going to play Casey, at least this is just for me. If you're going to play Casey, which I don't mind clearly, I wouldn't play him in the same lineup with Spieth. I just think that those two guys in the same lineup is going to be definitely chalky. But you can always get different somewhere else like we talk about, but I wouldn't play him in the same lineup.
All right. That makes some sense, I guess. In that range for me as we go in, I think Sergio is the clear guy. So I'm with Big T there. Let's move it down. We got to talk about this lower 7K range. Shane Lowry, Perez, Molinari, Homa, Wolf, Horschel, English, Zalatoris, Answer is going to be popular, Neiman. All these guys are in here. Uncle T, I know you talked a little bit about Neiman, I think, but, kind of go into this range a little more.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to, if you want to go back over that, Neiman and Answer are two of my favorite plays. And again, in this range, I don't want to play 5, 6, 7 guys in the mid 7K range. So that's another reason I don't like Scott and Day and Usti as much above them. But, Neiman, I think could easily be 78, 7,900. He's got 12 straight made cuts this year. And again, he's just a ball striker. And if he can get hot on these greens this week, I could see Joaquin Neiman contending come Sunday. And Answer is a guy that, he was in the hunt for 3 rounds in November, and I think he finished with 76 on Sunday. So Answer is a guy that played this course well a couple months ago, and again, just faded in the final round. So those are the reasons why I really like those two guys. And to be honest, the guys below this, JSU, Zalatoris is a guy I really like as a golfer. I'm a little leery. It's his first time playing here, and I don't know how he's gonna kind of react to that. So I'll probably be off Zalatoris, even though I really like him as a young golfer. English, no thanks. Justin Rose, no thanks. Horschel, no thanks. Wolf, no thanks. Homa's a guy that I could definitely get on board with. He had a miscut last week, which I hope will keep a few people off of him. But before that, 4 straight top 22 finishes, including a win at where did he win? At the Genesis. So I do have some interest in Max Homa. Below that, I just don't like any of these guys. Lowry, Victor Perez, Francisco Molinari. I'm just not playing any of these guys. So in a quick to kind of cap it off, and I'll let Big T get in here. I like Neiman and Answer in that $7,400 range, and probably Homa at 71, and I'm not playing any of these other guys.
All right. Well, Brian asked me to bring the energy back, and Brian, the energy's here, but buddy, we still got a long way to go in this show, and it's got to be paced a little bit. So people don't realize how long we still have to go with this show. This show, we're going to go for a little longer. I promise you. So
we got people in chat after Big T went for another round of drink. He said Big T's questionable to return.
No, Big T's not questionable. And then another Brian in chat says someone's going to have to post JSU's core plays. No. JSU will not fall asleep.
Giving us a lot of respect. They haven't been here long enough to know that we get the job done.
Listen, that photo that Big T showed last time, it was 4 a.m. and we were talking golf literally the entire morning. 4:30 maybe. It was 4:30 in the morning. Like, I don't think people understand that. I had to get up at like 6. Like, it was so late, and we talked golf literally the entire night. So it's not going to happen. We're not falling asleep and not putting the core plays up. That's not happening. I could, take this whole bottle. I don't think I can take this whole bottle, but if I did take this whole bottle down, I still would somehow post my core plays. They might not be spelled correctly, but I mean, Big T, that's normal anyways, right? My spelling's awful.
Yeah, you suck at spelling. I mean, JSU picks a lot of winners, tons of 100K hits, awful speller. Like, he spells worse than my freaking 8-year-old. Like, he just cannot spell. But the good thing is you don't have to be able to spell to pick winners. You just put the winners up there. That's all that matters. So, yeah. I mean, I think this range, to talk about this range, I think this range is easy, like Uncle T said. The hard part for me is Abe Answer and Neiman, honestly, because if I'm playing 2 guys at the top and I'm playing Casey or Sergio or Fitzpatrick, I don't really land in this range. And I think Answer and Neiman are both safe plays, but I don't really see the upside with them. So I don't know how much I'm going to end up with them. Like, I feel like they're going to get you 20th. I think at the end of the weekend, you're going to see Abe Answer in 20th, Neiman in 21st or something. Like, I think they're fine if you land on them, but I'm not going to like force them in. I mean, you look at Abe Answer the last 5 weeks, he's got nothing better than 18th. Neiman, nothing better than 25th. Oh, he's got a second 5 weeks ago, but neither one of them has a ton of history at the Masters either. I think they're okay, but you definitely don't need him. And then the rest of this range, I mean, I'm not playing Harris English. I'm not playing Willie Z in his first time to the Masters. I think it's his first. Maybe he played an amateur here, but not playing him, not playing Billy Ho, not playing Justin Rose, not playing Homa or Wolf or Frankie Molinari, who has been absolutely terrible since his success here. This range is easy for me. I'm fading it. And honestly, I like a lot of the high 6K guys, so I don't need to play these guys. I like Corey Connors and Kokrak and Kuchar and Harmon, all these guys more than this range. So you know what? Last time the Millie Maker winner, I left 900 on the table. I left 900 salary. I would play all the 6,900 and less guys over this range. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to fade them all. I'm going to take them out of my player pool.
So every single player in this,
I might have like a sprinkle of Answer and Neiman just because if it makes it work or something, but I don't like this range. I think this range is not the best range.
So just to be clear for the people, you're talking the 7K to 7,400-ish range. If you were playing anyone in this range,
I'll have a sprinkle of Victor Perez too, because he impressed me at the match play. I think he's got pretty good game. He's only projected to be like 5% owned. So maybe I play 10% Victor Perez or something.
All right. So there you go. Answer, Neiman, and Perez are the three guys if you had to pick any from this range. Okay, let's move down to the 6K range. And you kind of brought up Corey Connors right away as someone you liked. He's going to be really popular, but the price tag at 6.9K is really nice. Uncle T, let's start with you here. What do you think of Corey Connors in this upper 6K range?
Yeah, I got a lot of people in chat asking about Uncle T's drink, and this is number 2 round. This is I got one of the big 32-ounce Yeti drinks, and I'm on my second round of rum and OJ, just for the record. I know everybody's saying I'm sipping on it, but JSU's got the little small cup of wine. I got the big large gulp here, so I'm on round 2, just for the record. Now, on to the picks in this range.
Wait a second. Why does it always have to come to JSU? All right. Why? All right. Just because I'm the one who doesn't normally drink, and yeah, like it doesn't take a lot for me to get drunk. I understand all this stuff. I get it. Why does it always have to come back to me? Don't put me in the Mangone category, all right? I'm not sitting in the Mangone category, okay, Uncle T?
All right.
I don't drink apple juice, all right? I don't talk about layered rough, all right? I don't go, I'm not on the Tuesday show, all right? So don't put me in the Mangone boat, okay? I'm in my own boat here, okay? I'm in the winner's boat right now, all right? We're drinking, we're picking winners. I'm in the winner's boat, so remember that.
All right. While you take a deep breath and take a couple drinks, I'm going to talk about this range. Corey Connors is definitely like Big T said, he's going to be a nice play in this range. He's been playing some great golf, some of the best golf of his life. And, but he will come in at some ownership. He's 18%. And in the high 6K range, I usually try to fade the chalk in the cheaper range. So I don't know how much exposure I'll have to him, similar to Paul Casey. I love both golfers, but I just don't want to get where I'm playing every single guy that's in that range. So my favorite play, maybe point per dollar on the board, is Jason Kokrak. I just don't understand how he's 6,900 this week in this field. You know, I shouldn't say in this field, it's a loaded field, but the guys that are around him and how Jason Kokrak has played, I just don't know how he's 6,900. He could easily be 7,500, 7,600. If you look at his last 3 events, 9th at the Players, 8th at the Arnold Palmer, and 9th at the WGC Workday. So what's not to like about Jason Kokrak? I mean, he's, again, playing some great golf. He's confident, and I really like Jason Kokrak this week. He's probably, I know we're going to have all 3 of us are going to go on after the show and fill out the tiers and cores on the site, and I will give a little glimpse. Kokrak will be in one of my core plays this week. I just think for the value you're getting down there at 6,900, it's definitely a good play. So going down a little bit, I know there was some traction on Leishman. I think Coop and a couple other guys were talking about Leishman a little bit. He's not for me this week. If you want to play him, he's fine. He just hasn't shown a whole lot of upside recently, not in the greatest form. coming off a couple missed cuts. So no thanks on Leishman. I do have a little bit of interest in Kuchar. Again, he played good at the match play, and then last week at the Valero, he was priced way up and didn't do bad. He finished 12th, obviously, in a weaker field. You know, he goes back down to 6,800 in a field like this. I'll maybe have some shares of Kuchar. It feels like he's playing a lot better the last couple of weeks and may have found something. Brian Harmon's clearly a guy that we're all going to go back to. RPS has been on Brian Harmon the last 2-3 months. And, you know, again, what's not to like? He's a guy that's, I think, plays better than what his price always is on DraftKings. And I'll definitely have some shares there as we go down. Siwoo Kim's a guy that I've kind of warmed up to a little bit, again, just because of the price. I don't love him. He'll probably come in about 10% owned too. I'll let JSU talk about the guy right below him. As you go down, you guys will probably laugh, but I might have a sprinkle of Phil Mickelson. As crazy as that's, I don't know if I've played Phil Mickelson in 2 years of DFS, but again, he's $6,600. He's probably going to make the cut. And at 6,600, you know, if he finishes 25th, I'm good with that at 6,600. So I will have some shares there. One of my favorite guys, and again, another misprice in my opinion, is Ryan Palmer, getting no respect down there at 6,500. Could easily be $7K, $7,100 in my opinion this week. So I definitely like him. And the last guy I'll talk about until we get into the real dumpster guys way down below is Matt Wallace. He's played pretty good the last couple weeks, played good at the match play. And I will have some shares of Matt Wallace.
See, this is what I get here. JSURab says, JSU took a shot of wine the entire show. I finished the whole damn cup, all right? What do you want from me, okay? I get crap because I was nursing the glass I had that was filled to the top, may I add. And then I finished the glass, and now it's JSU has been sipping on it the entire time. Stop it, all right, chat, all right? And you don't need to give me credit. I'm not saying I'm the greatest drinker ever, but come on, give me something. And can you imagine being the two people hitting a dislike on this show? I mean, seriously, like if you hit the dislike on this show, just leave. Like, we don't even want you here. Like,
what do they dislike anyways?
Winners.
Winners?
I don't know. I have no idea. So that's about it. I mean, Big T, I think we need to start this range talking about the number one play in this range. Please talk about them.
I think this range is freaking loaded. I mean, you got.
Nope, that's not what I'm talking about.
Come on, Big T.
I'm not talking about Buzenholzer.
Play along. I left him right there for you guys.
Big T.
I'm not talking about Buzenholzer.
No, you are talking about Buzenholzer.
This is the best part about Buzenholzer. He didn't even make the sheets Uncle T sent me. He's not even on the damn sheets.
He's on there.
Didn't he play here last year?
There he is. He is on there. I take that back.
Wait, didn't he play here and finish like he finished 38th last year? What are you doing?
38th gonna get you?
Big T. What are you? Come on, give him a little
38th
credit.
gonna get you, JSU?
Just give him credit, all right?
For 38th, we celebrate 38-point finishes.
6,700.
We're not playing Buzenholzer. Not in this range. I mean, this range is loaded. These are all the guys. This is what makes it to where you can play three studs. Is you can live in this range. I mean, there's a lot of good plays down here. I can almost guarantee you my main team is three studs and three guys down here because I love these guys. I like these guys as much as the 7 and 8K guys. They're just great plays. Starting with Corey Connors. He treated me well, won me a milli. He has done very good in the whole season. I mean, he's just been awesome. 14th, 7th, 3rd, 17th the last 5 weeks. He had a top 10 last year here. What more could you want? I mean, the only downside is the ownership. He's going to be owned. But again, I don't worry about ownership all that much in golf. Just play the guys you like and take your chances. Leave salary. Leave 900 on the table. You'll be unique. Play the chalky guys. Corey Connors is a great freaking play. I mean, the only reason you're fading him is ownership. I mean, he's going to be high owned, so you take your chances. Same thing with Kokrak. I mean, he was on the same team. That's the craziest part about that last milli win is my same team fits perfect. And I like all the guys again, so I almost have to put that team back in there. But Kokrak and Connors were both on that team. and Brian Harmon. All three of those guys were on that team, and they're all in great spots. Brian Harmon will be under 10% owned again. How does he always under 10% owned and he always does good? I mean, the dude is just a stud. I love him. He's got bad clothes too, like Cantlay, but man, he's a stud. Kuchar's been playing better. 12th, 44th, 42nd the last 5 weeks. Kuchar's got tons of history here. He's got a top 10 3 years ago. Love Kuchar. Phil, I mean, I'm fine with some Phil. I mean, Phil's going to be 3% owned. Play 8% Phil and you're way above the field. 10% Phil, way above the field. Sebastian Munoz, I don't hate. Does he have any history here? Let's see. 19th, yeah. Sebastian Munoz, 19th in November. I like that. Carlos Ortiz, Ryan Palmer. My only worry about Ryan Palmer is he's going to be the only guy down in this cheap range that's owned at all. I kind of agree with Uncle T's take, not about Palmer, but the ownership. Like whenever these cheap guys are kind of chalky at like 10%, I'd rather just play CT Pan at 1% owned than Ryan Palmer at 11% owned. I mean, CT Pan finished 3rd last week and 7th last year at the Masters. So no one's going to play him. Like this is a play no one's going to play in a Millie Maker, but CT Pan will be 1% owned, 6,400. And he's got a top 10 last week and a top 10 the last time they played this course. So I definitely include him. Lanto Griffin, Zach Johnson makes a ton of cuts, ton of history. Charles Schwartzel at 6,300 has won here. He's a scrub. But again, this bottom range, we're sprinkling. All these guys are going to be 1, 2, 3% owned. If you play 10%, Charles Schwartzel, you're like way above the field. You don't have to go crazy with him. Play him just a hair. I mean, he's won here. He's been trending in the right direction. I mean, he's been decent lately. So these cheap guys, I like. You know, I'm going to play my boy Freddie Couples. Great history here. 6,100. He'll be 1% owned. Give me all the – and JSU hates this when we talk about these cheap guys because he's like, oh, you need to top 10 and whatever he was saying last show where, oh, you need all these guys, blah, blah, blah. And then Brian Harmon owned him. Freaking Corey Connors owned him. Just like this week, all these guys are going to own him again down here in the
I said
cheap
nothing
range.
about Brian Harmon and Corey Connors. It was your damn Jim Furyk's and your Freddie Couples and your stupid plays like that. Like, those are the plays that I want to throw out. Like, get those plays out of here. They're not winning.
The dudes in the
Uncle
chat
T.
say Matt Wallace and Matt Jones. Yeah, I mean, you got Matt Jones, 6,300, Matt Wallace, 6,400. All those guys, my roster construction for sure is going to be 2 or 3 of those studs and 3 of these guys from Sergio down. It's super cut and dry for me.
All right. Uncle T, do you want to talk about Freddie Couples a little bit? Because we had some messages going back and forth, and you told me this is for sure going to be one of the spots where you 100% disagree with your nephew, Big T. You better not let me down here, buddy.
Yeah, I definitely won't have any shares of Freddie. He shot 77, 73 here in November, missed the cut, shot 6 over par. I get it. It's a guy that, generally does make the cut here at Augusta. So I get why Big T kind of wants him, maybe as a sprinkle in his lineup, but he hasn't really played a ton of golf either is another reason why I might back off. Just if you had to go dumpster diving down here in this low 6K range, he just hasn't played a ton of golf. So he's not even a guy that you could say, even on the Champions Tour, has been training and playing well. Obviously, it's a completely different field, but I just meant as far as playing a lot of golf recently. So I'm definitely going to be out on Freddie Couples. One guy down here, if you really wanted to go, I think like Big T might have mentioned like Charles Schwartzel. You get down in here, and even like a guy like Stuart Sink, if you really needed the salary, which I don't think you need to go nearly this low this week, but if you had to, Stuart Sink's a guy that, again, he's a veteran, he's played here a lot of times and could make the cut at 6,100, but I can't really validate any of these plays down here in this low 6K range.
The chat's talking about Bernard Langer. Did I say that right? Anyone talking about him? Big T, you got anything on
You
him?
did not say it right, but that's okay.
What do we got here? What's his? How do you say it?
I mean, he's just like Freddie Couples. He's the same play. Bernie Longer. I mean,
That's not his name. Stop
that's
it.
his name. What are you talking about? Stop.
You don't know it either.
Yes, I do. He's golfed for freaking 60 years. He's golfed for all life.
He called him.
Dude is 80 years old.
He called him Bernie Longer.
Yeah, that's his freaking name. Bernie
Uncle
Longer.
T, you got his name for us?
Bernhard Longer.
Yeah,
There
Bernie
you go.
Longer. Weekend at Bernie's. He's the same play as Freddie Couples. They got tons of history here. They're old as shit, and they'll probably finish 30th.
So you have Freddie over him, though? You like Freddie more?
I do, but I mean, I'll have a little sprinkle of both of them. Nostalgia. You got to have a little nostalgia in your builds.
I don't play near enough lineups to get to either one of those two guys.
There you go. Maybe I'll play some Bernie Longer or whatever Big T called him.
There we go.
There you go. I'm not playing Freddie Couples. I refuse to.
Good. I don't want you on him.
The chat wants an update on JSU's drink. We got to get an update on
He hasn't
the
even
drink.
refilled it.
Yeah, there he is.
Yes, I did. It was empty, and now it's not. How is it? How could I not refill it if it was empty? See that, Big T? See that?
No, I can't because there we go. I saw it on that angle.
Yeah, right there.
Keep grinding away.
I'm trying. Chat's still killing me. He's telling me about, high school girls that can drink more than me. Yeah, they probably drink regularly. Like, they probably drink, like, friggin' every other day. Like, I can't do that. Like, crazy. I don't drink. How many times do I have to say this? Like, if you drink every day, in high school, I drank multiple times a week. Dude, I can't do that anymore. Like, there's no way. There's no way I could do it. I get up at 5 every morning. No way I could do that and friggin' drink 3 times, 4 times a week. I'd be done. Big T would be doing all the shows.
JSU, are you going to play Angel Cabrera this week?
Who?
Oh, don't set him up like that. Don't do that to him.
The thing that was going around, Angel I think he's won the event. Has he won it twice? He won it once and contended at least. He's contended a few times, though, with course history, but he's like in jail for like trying to kill his wife or something, but he's still technically in the field if he shows up or something.
What?
So
He's there. He's there for sure. They showed him.
He's not there.
He is there.
No.
Is he? Wait, he's
in
actually
jail.
going to play? They let him out to play?
No,
What?
he's in jail. Uncle T's wrong. He's in jail.
He's not in
Oh,
the field.
God.
I'm just messing.
The dude is literally in jail for trying to kill his wife or something. And he's
Oh.
people keep talking about him because in the DraftKings profile, it literally says he is in no position to play. He's currently being held in a Brazilian federal prison, awaiting extradition to his home country of Argentina. So yeah, don't click that name.
I will try not to. There's not many names down there. I'm
Someone
clicking,
said he was at the Champions Dinner. Maybe Uncle T's right.
Oh,
Oh.
Maybe I should click that name then. What, like, he's contended.
Yeah, I mean he's been in contention a few times, but that was a few seasons. That was a few moons ago.
Well, maybe he's in good shape. You never know. You never know
I mean,
what
if
he's
you
what
come
he's
out
doing.
of jail, you got to be in good shape.
Yeah. I mean, you would think anyways. All right. So is there any other guys in the 6K range we need to hit on? I think you guys talked about most of them.
Yeah.
Or at least the ones you talked. You
I love
talked
the
to
6K
Phil
range.
Mickelson, by the way. And every single time I do a golf show with you, you make fun of me for the
Not at
one
Augusta.
time. For the one time I brought him up, and he smashed. Like literally, he
No.
finished like top 10.
No, he
that
definitely
time.
didn't finish top 10.
Yes, he did. And he
Stop.
was leading. He was leading the tournament
He
too.
probably doesn't have a top 10 in like a decade. Stop.
Nope, that's not what I remember. So
He's at Augusta though. I agree with Uncle T. I mean, you can definitely play Phil. I wouldn't be surprised if Phil finished 10th this week. I mean, he could. He's not going to win, but he could finish 15th or 10th or somewhere in there. He knows the course. Course history is everything here. I'll stand by course history. So I'll have some Phil for sure.
All right. Well, let's bring it to
Probably
the next
practicing
segment.
putting in his jail cell. The chat is. Whew.
Chad is on
I can
fire
picture him
tonight.
putting in his jail cell.
Chad is definitely on fire right now. I mean, there's just so many good comments. I scrolling up to get all the like literally like half the comments are just gold. They're just so good. If I had to pick like a winner off of comments, it'd be tough for like swag or anything. And there's so many good ones, Big T. I don't even know how we would do it.
It's tough. It's tough sledding for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But let's move on to the betting segment. You guys know if you've watched this show before. If you haven't, Big T's going to take you through the matchups. So pretty much, he's going to look at the betting odds for these matchups, and he's going to talk about, how he kind of takes that into his DFS lineups, and maybe how he takes that as like maybe this guy is not that good of a play because of these odds. So Big T, you got the odds up for the people?
Yeah, I'm pulling them up right now. Let's see.
All right, cool. As he's pulling them up right now, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Just so you can get updated when we have these free shows, which we do for MLB, NBA, pretty much Monday through Friday, almost every day, even on the weekends, we're having free shows. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you get that notification. Big T, we good to go?
No, you got to keep talking for a minute.
We're not. Okay. Uncle T.
You want me to go over a couple matchups I like before he pulls them up, or do you want me to wait?
Why not? That's a good idea, actually. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, Big T's going to bring a couple of them up, but a few of them that kind of caught my eye this today when I looked them over. I mentioned one earlier. Jason Kokrak is minus 125 over Harris English. Kokrak 6,900, English 7,300, but I really feel like Jason Kokrak is a good play there. Daniel Berger, $8,500 on DraftKings, minus 115 over Webb Simpson, who's 9K. So that shows you there, I think, that Berger, again, you can look at it both ways. You can say the 9K guy is a dog against an $8,500 guy, but I go the other way. My biggest one of the day or weekend for me is Sergio Garcia over Adam Scott. It's basically a pick 'em, minus 110 either way. Really like Sergio Garcia in that matchup. And then I've got two matchups involving Bryson DeChambeau. He's plus 100, basically even money, obviously, over DJ. I'll take Bryson even money over DJ this week. And then also Bryson minus 130 over Rory McIlroy. I really, really like that. Only 130 over Rory, who, again, we mentioned it at the top of the show, just not a guy that we care for this week. He's a good golfer. He's been a good golfer, but just not in the greatest form. So Bryson over Rory minus 130. Those are the five I like.
Okay, and we've got Cullen Huffman in the chat. He says JSU is the guy at the parties that goes to the bathroom and pours out the beer and fills it with water. So, Cullen, you're like half right, because JSU is just the guy at the party that drinks water. Like, doesn't even get the beer. He just drinks water the entire time. People make fun of him because he has water. That is definitely JSU. So, like, come on. Like, I don't even waste a beer like that. Like, I wouldn't even waste my time doing that. I would just get the water. People make fun of me. It's fine. Whatever. Like, I got a girlfriend. What do I care? Like, you know what I mean? I'm done trying to, pick up chicks or impress people. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't drink. So that's JSU. Okay. Figure it out. Big T, we good to go?
Yeah. So let's pull them up. We got Homa and Kuchar are about a pick. I like Kuchar over Homa for sure. He's a decent play, but I like Kuchar at minus 104 over Homa. I'm just trying to find some of the Hideki and Tyrell Hatton. Hideki's minus 117. Those were two of the guys we didn't like that much. Hideki, man, I don't like either one of those guys. You want to talk about a good bet. Brooks Koepka plus 110 and Patrick Reed minus 124. Patrick Reed is a great play over Brooks Koepka with his bad knee. He could even withdraw at some point. I love Patrick Reed at only 124. Neiman is a big favorite over Scott, minus 145. We don't like Adam Scott, so that makes sense. Neiman is also a favorite over Willie Z. So Neiman's going to be somewhat popular because these matchups, they make him a good play. Corey Connors, this brings a good point up. I said I like Corey Connors and the 6K guys over the 7K guys, like Abe Answer at 74. Corey Connors is minus 112 over Abe Answer. He's 500 cheaper on DraftKings. That kind of, I like the 6,900 group better than the 7,500 group. So makes sense there. You got Fitzpatrick, a little bit of a favorite over Scheffler. Xander, a huge favorite over Morikawa. Morikawa might be one of the worst plays of the week. He can't putt. You got to be able to putt a little bit at this place. I mean, should we go back to the bingo card? Imagine betting freaking Morikawa over Bryson. Absolutely horrible bet. Like, whoever bet that out there, you are a huge donkey. No doubt about it.
That's 5 right there, people, by the way.
Yeah, we might get another one by the end, too, if another match. I hope they get the matchup against each other. I hope I find that one. But Brooks Koepka versus Morikawa, the two biggest fades, the two easiest fades, is like a pick 'em. It should be a pick 'em. Brooks might beat him on one knee. That's how bad Morikawa is compared to those top guys. You got
Brooks has, not to interrupt Big T, but Brooks has the third leg. Remember that. He could beat him on that third leg.
He could swing with it even. But you got Kokrak minus 120. So I like this a lot. Kokrak minus 126 over Shane Lowry. Love Kokrak over Lowry. That one feels pretty easy. You got, Justin Rose is minus 150 over Matty Wolf. I know Matty Wolf hasn't been good, but Justin Rose hasn't been good either. Minus 150 feels pretty heavy for that one. I don't like Rose. Poulter's favored over Molinari. Sergio favored over Louis, which I like. Sergio just a little bit of a favorite over Louis. Let's keep working our way down. Paul Casey's favored over Sungjae, where Sungjae is 8,600. Paul Casey's 7,700. It just goes to show you, like, Paul Casey should be 8,700. He's 7,700. He should be priced a little bit higher than Sungjae. This is where it comes to the teams. Like, that's why Paul Casey is going to be so high owned. Like, how could you possibly play Sungjae over Paul Casey for 900 more? It would just be very, very hard to do based on the odds. You got Brian Harman favored over Kuchar. I think they played in the match play even. So that's an interesting matchup. You got Cantlay as a massive favorite over Hovland. Again, we talked about Hovland is a huge underdog to me. I don't think he's a very good play this week at all. You got Cantlay's a pretty big favorite over Patrick Reed. I might like Patrick Reed as a plus 120 dog over Cantlay. Keep working our way down. So poor Morikawa. Cantlay's minus 160 over. Morikawa is a massive dog in all these matchups for good reason. He's not as good as the big dogs. Imagine freaking playing Morikawa over Bryson. I mean, could you imagine getting an even money bet on that? He's a huge dog against all these guys. Like, what a horrible bet. These guys should be buying out in no time. Terrible bet from these guys. Let's see. We got here. Oh, this might be the best one I've seen. Hideki is minus 175 over Westwood. You're telling me I can get Lee Westwood plus 160 versus Hideki? Sign me up. I can't wait. That might be my favorite bet of the whole weekend. Hideki, how in the world is Hideki going to give me plus 160 versus Lee Westwood when Westwood's been better than him? That's a bad line right there. Freddie Couples is minus 250 over somebody. You guys made fun of him. How in the world could Freddie Couples be minus 250?
Hold on. Is he against Angel Cabrera? I'll take you.
I mean, can you imagine being minus 250? Freddie Couples? Who do you guys think he's playing? There's no way you guys name who he's playing.
Wait a second, though. You didn't name who he was playing, so
there's no way you guys guess because I don't even know who it is. It's got to be like a dude from the course or something.
There's three amateurs in the field, so
I'm gonna say Ollie Osborne.
Ozzy Osbourne? He's a singer.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Long, whoever that is. I don't know who that
Joe's
is.
a good player.
Yeah, I mean, Joe is a 250 dog to Freddie Couples. That can't be good for him. Probably because Freddie's going to make the cut and Joe Long isn't.
Can I
Well,
give you?
okay, so
Can I
here
give
we
you
go
a
into the
tidbit?
big dogs.
Can I give you a tidbit real quick, Big T, on Joe Long? So he's got to use one of the local caddies this week because his caddy tested positive for COVID. Not sure if that'll sway your opinion and all, but
Is Joe Long an amateur?
yeah, I think so.
I like it. Mr. Patrick Rice says, I'll lay minus 250. JSU pees the bed tonight. I agree with that. I mean, I would not book that bet.
Somebody also
could
said,
happen.
somebody also said
5?
JSU puking at 2:30 in the morning and at his gym minus 230.
Now that is close. That one I could see.
That is close.
He in the bed though. That's just, what am I, 5? Like, no, stop it. He in the bed.
We're to the big dogs now, though, or some of the bigger guys. We got Xander's favored over Brooks. That's a good bet, too. I don't like Xander, but I want to go against all the Brooks bets because I just don't see how he can compete. I mean, he's got 3 legs, but he's gonna need 2 of those 3 legs to work. So Kokrak is favored over Si Woo. Here's a good one, Bryson. I think Uncle T talked about this one, but Bryson minus 125 over Rory. I mean, I love that. The only problem with Bryson, I do think I like him the best, but he definitely could miss the cut if it just goes bad for him. I mean, he's more likely to miss the cut than the other studs. Like, I think the other studs are way more likely to make the cut, but I also think Bryson has more upside too. So it just depends on. I'm definitely going to love him over Rory, though. I mean, Rory, whatever. Let's keep going. Patrick Reed over Morikawa is a big favorite. John Rahm is a big favorite over Rory. Pretty much everything is where we want it. Brian Harmon is favored over Homa, which we agreed with. I mean, the 6,900 down range is loaded. Sign me up for those guys over the 7K guys. Man, Lee Westwood's getting no respect from the odds makers. Tyrell Hatton is a huge favorite over Lee Westwood. Lee Westwood is getting just crushed in these matchups, and I like Lee Westwood, so I'll take the plus number in all those. Here's an interesting one. Bryson minus 140 over Spieth. That's pretty interesting to me because Spieth is getting a lot of traction, so for Bryson to still be minus 140 is interesting. You got Corey Connors favored over Bubba. Wasn't Bubba like 80 or 7,800 or something? Corey Connors is favored over him in the 6Ks. That's why he's chalky. Finau's favored over Webb. Rahm is a slight favorite over Bryson, which you would expect. I mean, Bryson's always going to be a slight dog to those guys just because he's not as good of a matchup play. Spieth is favored over Rory. That shows you the price too. I mean, Spieth is just underpriced, 9,400, and Rory is like 10.4 or whatever he is, and Spieth is favored over him. Yeah, I mean, just more of the same. Nothing sticks out. We can go to the winners. Dustin Johnson's minus 160 over Spieth. I kind of like Spieth at plus 140 in that one.
Okay. All right. So there were the matchups there. We're going to get into the winners section here where we go through the odds and give you guys a kind of a favorite, a mid-tier guy who you like to bet on, and a long shot. That is the next segment of the show. Before we do that, don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget as well, tomorrow, after Masters Locks at 8, we have an MLB show at 11 a.m. Eastern time, because I'm pretty sure that DK slate locks at 1, so make sure you check that out. There will be a free show on here for MLB, so if you're an MLB DFS guy or gal, that show will be at 11 a.m., so make sure you stay tuned for that. DC and Holden will be giving you guys great advice, as always. They do, or DC does anyways. Holden kind of sucks at his job, but we don't mind him. We don't mind him anyways. So, boys, you got the odds pulled up? Good?
Yes, sir.
All right, Uncle T, we're going to start with you here. Give me the top dog, the guy at the top who you like to take it down.
Yeah, I get to go first. So I think last time when I went first, we took Justin Thomas. Big T agreed. So we'll see if he joins me this time. But up top, I'm going to go with Bryson DeChambeau up top. Probably 8, 9, 10 to 1, depending on which book you get. But I don't know. I just feel like it was either him or JT. I will be honest. As far as my pick up top, I do like JT as well. But I think Bryson gets the job done and is gonna get that green jacket this week. So he's going to be my pick up top. My mid-tier guy, I'm going to go with Sergio Garcia at 7,900 on DraftKings. I've got him around 50 to 1 or so. I don't know, Big T, you got him about 50 to 1, 55 to 1, maybe, Sergio.
60.
So, yeah, I like him in the mid-range. And my guy towards the bottom, I'm going to take my guy Jason Kokrak. Again, we're punting basically as far as a win equity down in this range is our long shot, but I'm going to go with Jason Kokrak down there at 6,900.
All right, so we got Jason Kokrak as your long shot. Big T, this segment, you kind of no pressure anyways, by the way, but you kind of dominated this segment last time. You gave out literally like your entire Millie Maker team on this segment who ended up shipping for you. It just happened to work that way.
I'm just going to say it like the same team looks good to me. The team just stares at me. If you saw my Millie, I'm not going to say it again on the show because a lot of people are going to play it already. But if you saw my team last time, if you plug all those plays in again, the team looks good again. I'm not going to lie. Like they match up good. Every single play checks out again. And I mean, man, it sucks because I don't want to just like say the same guys as Uncle T, but that just speaks to the good mojo of the show. We're in unison here. We like the same guys, a lot of the same dudes. I mean, literally my favorite guy is Bryson. My next favorite guy is Sergio and Kokrak. I like Kokrak too. So just to be different though, I mean, I'll go in here and throw some different things in there just to give some different guys, but I freaking love those three guys. They're both great. They're all three great plays.
We did not talk pre-show either.
I mean, I have to go with Bryson for sure, just to carry the tradition where last time I doubled down on the freaking winner. We both took JT. I think Bryson's going to win. So I'm just going to take him with Uncle T. I don't care if people get mad that we take the same guy. If the winner's the winner, doesn't freaking matter if we both take him. That's fine. We'll both take Bryson. Like I said, I like Sergio, but I'm not going to take him just to go with him. He is like one of my favorite players. Give me Lee Westwood, though, 50 to 1. Sergio, 60 to 1. I'll take Lee Westwood. The odds were hating on him. I don't think he's going to be owned at all. I'll take freaking Lee Westwood with his kid on the bag, 50 to 1. 50 to 1 is high for that. I'll take him, and let me find a long shot here.
So it's interesting. Lee Westwood is 33 to 1, I think, on DraftKings Sportsbook. Where are you seeing 50 to 1?
At DK, I see 50 to 1 right now.
Where am I looking?
Yeah, I mean, he's 50 to 1 right now because I got it up. Huh. Yeah, he's 50 to 1 on mine, unless you got different odds. On the DK book, I got it up right now, 50 to 1. But he should be like 33. 50 to 1 is too high. So the dude, hold on, let me pick one more and then I'll circle back to the chat. But
I'm seeing 40 to 1 on Westwood. So
yeah, I mean, right now I can literally bet it right now on DraftKings at 50 to 1. So if you have DraftKings, definitely bet it on there, 50 to 1. I'm going to try to find a long shot. Let me find a real long shot here. Who can we go with way down there? I mean, just to throw it out there. I mean, we already talked about all the guys we like. Just to throw a real long shot out there. He's won here before. Charles Schwartzel, 400 to 1. He's probably not going to win. I mean, I get it. He probably won't. But he's won here before, and he's 400 to 1. Sign me up for that for my long shot. But back to the chat. What did the dude just say? Serious question. If the same team looks good, then why does everyone keep saying the course is going to be way different? I'm not talking about the Masters team. I'm talking about the team I won a milli with that had 6 guys in it that we like this week, that we started our team with Bryson and JT. and 4 other guys that we all like, it leaves only a couple hundred in salary. I mean, I think it's I'm definitely going to run it again in some tournaments to let it defend its title. I'm sure other people will play it this time. It's not going to be unique like last time, but I freaking love it. We need JSU's winners.
Well, I love Sergio here. He's one of my plays. So I'm definitely giving him as a winner because I'm going to bet him. At the top, I agree with you guys on Bryson. I'm trying to find a long shot so I can be a little different than you guys because I really do like Sergio and Bryson, but I think the guy, I don't know. I always get made fun for these picks, but Phil Mickelson at 100-1.
Phil's not winning.
Phil Mickelson. Yeah, he's gonna win. Yeah.
Phil's not winning.
He's winning. It's 100-1, Big T. All right.
Oh man.
I'm gonna put $100 on it and pray.
It'd be quite the story though if Phil somehow did contend.
Listen, the last time you laughed at me, the one time I played Phil, you laughed at me and he friggin' finished like top 10.
Oh,
he was in
God.
first for like the first 3 days.
This sounds like a victory lap.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was top 10 going into Sunday, and then he shot like 80 on Sunday.
That's exactly what happened too. Oh God. All right. Chat, I mean, we pretty much hung out for 2 hours. I drank more than I probably drank in like the last 3 months in this one show. We'll finish this last glass. Big T, anything else for the chat as they're probably trying to
We're going to go
destroy
back
me?
to back this week, though. We all three agree on a lot of things. I feel good about the player, but we're going to go into chat too. Like we're going to shut this show down, and then we're going to pull up another show to answer any questions people have. It might only last a couple minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but just for subscribers. So if you're not a member at Run Pure, sign up if you want to get in this next show and ask some questions, because we're going to roll right over into just a members only session here and answer a few questions and have maybe one more drink.
So me and Big T, as we get into our content, because I know I haven't put my content up, which I apologize, but we've been kind of busy throughout the day, and we're going to get it up for you guys, but we're also going to be there for you. We want to answer some questions for you guys. We're going to hang out. So if you're not a member, like Big T said, go sign up. Big T, do we got a promo code for the people?
If we do, I don't know what it is.
Our producer is probably
we got the bet 20.
Right,
I know that bets 20 gets you the
go.
whole site for $80. Enter it. You get the bet side, the DFS side, $80 a month. It's usually $100, so $20 off, I believe. Simon can correct me if I'm wrong, but bets 20% off gets you the full site. What is it?
So get bets. Is
Get
the
bets.
promo
See,
code.
I said it wrong. Simon, correct me, but get bets. 20% off, even if you do it for 1 week. I mean, just sign up for the Masters. Tons of winners for baseball. Sign up, and we're going to post that link for the member-only thing right after we get off here.
Yeah, there we go. Discord after dark. JSU has to take a nightcap. I mean,
Yeah, we
yes,
got one more drink in us for the members.
yeah, I mean, this was the second drink. All right, so just so people can see, it's gone. There's nothing left. It's upside down. It's gone. The bottle, it's close. I did my best, Chad, all right? I know you're not proud of me. I'm sorry I'm not a professional drinker like some people. I did my best, though, okay? I try. I don't fake it either, all right? Like, this is real, okay? Like, I actually drank 2 glasses of wine. I'm not a wine drinker. I did it for the people. All right, I made a bet. Big T won a friggin' million, so I drank fucking wine on this show.
Dude,
All right,
in
let
the
me tell
chat
you.
says 1,000 on Charles to win 500. That Charles
No.
Barkley? Who's Charles?
Charles Schwartzel.
Charles?
Even I know that. Even I know it was
What do
Charles
you mean?
Schwartzel.
Even you know that? Charles? His name's not freaking Charles.
Charles.
Charles Barkley?
Now Charles Barkley. Now the chat's telling me they're proud of me after literally 2 hours of them killing me the entire time, telling me I'm sipping drinks. Oh God, I love
gummy,
chat.
you'd be good to go.
Hey,
Chat's
we're
good.
going to try to get the band back together. It looks like the PGA is in 6 weeks at Kiowa Island in South Carolina, PGA Championship. So hopefully we'll be able to bring this show back.
The two-time Millie Maker champion.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe me or JSU will ship it this week.
I'm rooting for
Or
you.
Big T. I'll take that too.
I'm rooting for you
Yeah.
guys this week.
I'm rooting for anyone that watches this show because if you watch this show and you watched it for the whole 2 hours, I freaking love you. All right. You're the man or the woman and you're the best. We appreciate everyone who hung out for these 2 hours. And if you hit the dislike button and you're still watching,
Yeah, we
that
hate
means
you.
you respect us. No, that just means you respect
No, it means
us.
we hate you. If you click the
Yeah.
dislike, we hate you.
We don't really like you, but we appreciate you tuning in.
We hope you play Hideki this week.
we hope you're the guy who's like, oh, we listen to your show so we can fade the guys you say.
Yeah,
But
fade
we hope-
away.
Yeah, please.
Play
Fade-
Colin Morikawa over Bryson
Yes.
this week, Chad. If you gave us the 5 dislikes, play Morikawa over Bryson. I dare you.
There you go. All right. Play Colin Morikawa over Bryson. If you're a member at Run Pure Sports, hang out because we're about to go on a separate show link for you to answer your questions. So make sure you get in there. If you're not a member, sign up now. Get Bets is the code, $80. We'll see you guys later. For me, JSU, Big T, Uncle T. Good luck in the Masters this week. We are out.